Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at a weapon mounted light, and that light is made by Nightstick. So the particular model that we're going to be looking at today is the 550 XL. Most of you probably know at this point that I am a big advocate for weapon mounted lights on any firearm really that is in a defensive role. So whether that's a shotgun, a concealed carry gun, a life and liberty carbine, whatever that might be, if you're using it in a defensive role or a possible defensive role, I think a good quality weapon light is absolutely mandatory. And in my opinion, that's not really up for debate. Quickly look at a few features of the light. It is 550 lumen. It has 4600 candela. It has a 2.5 hour runtime. It does run on a standard CR123 battery. It is IPX7 waterproof, so it is submergible up to 1 meter. There's a few other specs there. If you want to pause the video and check those out, you definitely can. Overall, it's a pretty straightforward light. It is obviously competing directly with the Streamlight TLR7A, and we are going to compare it to that light here in just a minute. So here I have it mounted up on a Glock 19. Obviously, this is a very good fit for the Glock 19. It is pretty much flush with the muzzle. And yes, this weapon is unloaded, nothing in the chamber, and no magazine, so nothing to worry about there. It mounts up with just a very simple screw here. I'll quickly take it off just to show you that. You just run the little screw out, push it, and it will come right off. So very simple, very comparable to the Streamlight once again. Also, you can remove these 4 screws here, and it has a couple different plates that it does come with in the box. So if you're mounting this to a Picatinny rail or something like that, you have adapters to be able to do so. Out of the box, this is the plate that it comes with, and it is perfect for going on a Glock 19 or really any Glock that has a rail. Another feature that it has that I really like is this lockout mode. So you can turn the bezel here, and that will completely kill the light, so you can't turn it on accidentally. That's just a handy feature to have. If you have this thing in a range bag or something like that, you can just lock it out. That way when you pull the light out when you need it, you won't have a dead battery. The way your controls work are very simple. You can just quickly tap and let go, and that will give you constant on, and tap again and it will go off. Or more importantly, your momentary on, you can just press and hold, and when you let go, it will go off once again. Very simple controls, very intuitive, and they seem to work pretty well overall. So I'm going to quickly pop this back on, this Glock 19 here, and then next we are going to compare it to the TLR7A. So here's another Glock 19, and here in the left you have the TLR7A, and on the right you have the Nightstick. This weapon is also unloaded, no magazine, nothing in the chamber, completely safe. So you can definitely see the form factor on both of these lights is obviously very, very close. They have very similar switches. There's a lot of good videos out here on the TLR7A, so I'm not going to go into depth, but it's the same thing basically. You can press and hold for momentary, and then just quickly tap for constant on. So overall, these lights are very similar. They also do have pretty similar outputs. As I mentioned, the Nightstick has 550 lumen and 4600 candela. The TLR7A has 500 lumen and 5000 candela. So it does have slightly more candela, but slightly less lumen. As I've said in some other light videos in the past, I generally put more emphasis on candela than I do lumen. I think that is just simply more important. But overall, these lights are very close, and I think they're going to be pretty comparable. So what we're going to do next is we're going to kill the lights, and we're going to do a beam comparison on these two lights side by side here indoors. Then we're going to go outside and compare the beams at longer distance. First, we're going to take a look at the Nightstick. The wall there that has the deer heads is approximately 21 feet away, or 7 yards. I've got the main beam centered there on the rifle. And now I'm moving over to the right hand deer head, and now over to the left hand. Overall, it has a pretty good hot spot. As you can see, that 4600 candela definitely shows up here. But it does have a decent spill as well. I can easily see the entire room width to width. It lights it up pretty good overall. Now we're going to take a look at the output on the TLR7A. So there it is, shining on the gun rack there in the center, and now over on the right hand deer head. Overall, in a room this size, I would say both of these lights are very comparable. but I would have to say that the Streamlight is a little bit more warmer as far as the temperature of the light compared to the Nightstick. So here is the Nightstick over on the left deer head and the Streamlight on the right. I definitely can tell the Nightstick has slightly more lumens, even though the Streamlight has more candela. So we'll have to see once we get outside how that holds up. But in this room, I would have to give a slight edge to the Nightstick. So we've now moved outside to compare these lights at a little bit longer distance. First, we have the Nightstick. The lamppost that you see there is approximately 10 yards away. The group of trees there is approximately 50 yards. And the big rock that you can see way over there in the corner is approximately 75 yards. And behind that, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, there is a wood line that is about 100 yards away. Overall, this light does pretty good. That 4600 candela really shows up out here. I can easily see that rock, and I can absolutely tell what it is. I definitely can see this group of trees really well. If there was someone standing there, I do not think I would have any problem being able to tell that they are indeed there. And obviously right here at 10 yards at the lamppost, it does really well also. Next we have the TLR7A. So again, right there at the lamppost, over at the trees about 50 yards away, and now over at the rock at 75 yards, and also the wood line behind it at 100 yards. This is very close. These lights are very, very comparable out here from what I can see with my naked eye. I would have to give just a very, very slight edge to the Streamlight. I do believe I can detect a little bit of difference in that candela at distance, but that could just be me. Obviously, I know that one of these lights has a higher candela rating, so I could just be kind of compromised because I know that. But I do believe I can see a slight difference. So there I have the TLR7A on the rock, and now that is the Nightstick. So again, we have the Nightstick, and there's the TLR7. Go right here to the group of trees. We have the TLR7A, and now we have the Nightstick. So maybe I'm wrong, but overall I would have to say these lights are extremely close. I would say the little bit of difference that I think I can detect is really not even worth mentioning. In all practical purposes, these lights are pretty well equal on their output. As you can see in the beam comparison, both of these lights are very comparable when it comes to output. In the output category, I would have to say it's pretty much a tie. I would be completely happy with either one of these as far as what they're able to do in low light or no light situations. So I really have had absolutely no problems with the Nightstick. I mounted this up to my Glock 44 and ran several hundred rounds through it, probably close to a brick of ammunition, which is 500 rounds. And I've also put several hundred rounds through it here on a Glock 19, and I've had no problems with it flickering or cutting on and off or anything like that. With all that said, if I had to pick between these two lights, I would definitely pick the Streamlight. And the reason for that is one flaw that I have with the Nightstick. Now, it's a very minor flaw, but in my opinion, it is a very big deal. And I'm sure some people are going to consider this very nitpicky, but I consider it to be extremely important. And what that flaw is the light definitely comes on the exact minute that I want it to. But the problem I have is when I let go, there is a slight delay by the time the light actually goes off. Now, I know that's going to kind of be hard to see here on camera, but when I release my thumb, there's a slight delay. And I know that's going to seem really minor to a lot of you, and it is, but it is a very, very critical thing. Having a weapon light that will come on at the exact moment that you want it to is super important, but just as important, that light needs to go off exactly when you want it to as well. Deploying a weapon light at the wrong time, or the light staying on longer than you need it to, can definitely be a detriment in a lot of situations that you would be using a weapon light in. So unfortunately, although I do really like a lot of the features that this light has to offer, I just cannot recommend it at this time. Maybe Nightstick will come back with a generation 2 of this light and make that off feature a little bit more positive and a little bit faster, much more like the Streamlight here. You'll notice on the Streamlight, as soon as I let go of that button, it's very quick and it instantly shuts the light off. There's absolutely no delay whatsoever. Versus the Nightstick, you can notice that slight delay. Once again, I know that's going to be very nitpicky to a lot of you, but in the case of these two lights, this one is a little bit more sluggish and this one is a little bit more positive when the light goes off, and that alone is enough for me to pick the Streamlight over the Nightstick. One more thing I wanted to quickly cover for any of you that are still interested in this light is holster compatibility. Now here we have the TLR7A. All of the 3 holsters that I'm about to show you, they're all from different companies, and they're all made for the TLR7A. This is the light that the holster I carry with currently every day. This light does not fit in any of those holsters. It just will not quite go. Just will not go in any of them. I have found, I believe it was on this one, and maybe this one here, I honestly can't remember. If I loosen the retention as loose as it would go, this light would fit. But I don't think I would want to carry it that way, because you would just have these screws backed out so loose. So if you still are going to get one of these lights, I definitely would recommend that you get a holster made for it. I was really hoping that it was going to be compatible with the TLR7A holsters, like a lot of the other Nightstick products are. With all that said, I'm not bashing Nightstick at all. I have several other Nightstick products, and I have been very, very happy with them and have had absolutely no problems. I have other videos on those that I will link down in the description, so I encourage you to go watch them. I don't want you to think that I am bashing this brand. I'm just simply do not like this particular model and the way that button interfaces as far as when the light goes off. Well, that's going to about wrap it up for today, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and hope you found the information helpful. If you have anything you want to contact me directly about, Instagram is the best place to do so. Also, if you're not following me over there, I would really appreciate that as well. As always, thanks for watching. See y'all next time.